I think we're sort of done. At least I'm about to faint. So, are there any questions concerning this system? I've tried to keep it very compressed. Yeah. We're almost there. There's this little black box there, which we can talk with DayMix, which also enables us to actually work with the lights. So yeah. No, it doesn't. And well, by the way, let's not go into that because what does understanding mean? But but because it's open source and because the whole system is open, you can get your module ready, where you actually program that or you ask somebody else to do so, and communicate that through our own SIL UDP protocol, and the state machine will know. Yeah, so that's why we build an open system, because you're now getting ideas that I didn't have. So that's why it's important that you can actually use it.
And we have the Google image searcher.
Well, that's another thing that I thought it was nice if somebody would type a keyword like rain, it would be sent to Google image search, and what you get in the background is the very first image he finds. So there's also some spontaneity in what you get back from the system. It's a bit tricky, of course, if you look for pussy or something. But, again, what we build is a system that connects different modules. So what you're saying is right, and if that's the only thing you need for your performance, please don't put like this whole system on, because you don't need it. But you do need it if you say, I want to work with text, I have actually text, and I want to somehow interact with it on stage, and I don't know how yet. And I want it to have a dialogue with either movement or maybe video. I want to work with subtitles that I can control, which is always nice with videos. You can change the whole story. Those experiments, you can build a very specialized engine for that. You could also say we use this just to try it out. And so again, the performance engine is not built especially for the end result. It's built for an exploration phase where you can actually figure out what media could do for you in a performative or theatrical context. I can even imagine that you find things out about the interaction with the objects, and of course every scenographer would say, what the hell are those amoebas doing in my nice image? And they should say that, because what are they doing there? So when you are making your final piece, you should figure out ways of actually integrating the image, and you might actually build something custom to get rid of this. But you had time to actually explore the possibility of movement and 3D engine. If I now ask a theater maker, or a theme maker comes to us and says, I want to do something with real-time 3D graphics, you have to start from scratch. So that's why we built this system. So theater makers can actually explore ourselves and figure out, and I'm saying theater makers because I'm in the faculty of theater, but I can imagine for installation work, or interactive installation could be interesting. Could be interesting for presentations. I mean, if I can do my teaching this way, I would be very happy. Also for smaller children. So I think, or you're an architect and you're presenting your building, you've got your model here, and when you move the model, you see, well, etc. So I don't find it restrictive to theater alone, but in the context of theater, I think that's the ultimate test, because theater people especially are very good in improvising and try to figure out what works and what doesn't. And they change their minds every split second. So the system should really be able to deal with that. And a lot of technology doesn't, or at least not as much as we now have. He sort of arrogantly stated. Yeah. Very good question. No. It is, no, but it's a very good question. We can put several states on and off, so you can change what it does and what it doesn't do. But I completely agree. There's one area that should have been developed and is not there yet, which is here, which I call scenes. Yeah. And a scene is just a collection of states. And then either through a timeline, so you say after 5 minutes we go to the next scene, or if the person actually puts this thing here, we go to scene number 2. Yeah. And even more wonderful is it becomes nonlinear, like you know with video editing. So on the basis of behavior, I can actually suddenly choose as an actor to go to scene 5 first on the basis of a trigger. So you can easily even play with the order of your prepared play. Yeah. So yes, it should be there, I agree. We had 6 months to develop this. The idea is to publish this thing open source, and I hope that people will pick it up and a few smart programmers or maximum speed wizards continue to develop this. I mean, that's the goal. I mean, we cannot do that with our art school budgets forever.
Sure.
We already have a few interesting blocks that I didn't touch upon. We can do Boolean statements. If this and this is combined, then you do that. So when it comes to rules and logic, that we can already do.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can say if I have those 2 boxes in a particular place, when the movie is at a certain time, or the sound is in the right metro, or whatever, then we go to the next state.
Okay.
That's a good question. Okay. If there are no more questions, I propose we all go outside and get some oxygen. And but thank you for your attention at least. I hope you find it interesting, and you're most welcome to use this. It's yours.